Hi, I'm going to show you my mystery dungeon game that I've started here. Just going to sort of demonstrate what I have right now. Is all I have is this generator that generates a random floor of a mystery dungeon. So if you've ever played Pokemon Mystery Dungeon or Izuna on DS or any game that's part of the mystery dungeon subgenre of roguelike games, you'll know exactly what this is. It's one of my favorites. Basically, you have a 2D grid, and you can create a bunch of floor tiles somewhere in there. So these brown areas are the floor that I carve out. If you want to know exactly how to do that because you think the shape looks cool or whatever, that's called the drunk walk algorithm or the drunkard walk algorithm. And I can adjust how this dungeon generates by changing a couple of sliders to say how many times should we the run through that particular drunk walk algorithm. How many iterations should we use? If you're if you know your programming, that shouldn't be too easy. You could probably come up with an implementation on your own. But if you're a beginner programmer and you'd like to practice, I actually recommend that. That's not so bad of a place to uh, to improve. If you want to know how to use 2D arrays and algorithms and functions. That's good practice. But let's zoom in a little bit and see what's going on. So just every time I click, I'm generating a new one. So one thing in particular, just because this is a mystery dungeon game, the whole point is that you generate a floor with a bunch of treasure in it, and then you plop the character somewhere around there, and they have to go and make their way to the staircase to go to the next floor. And then the next floor is randomly generated. There's a bunch of treasures. There's a bunch of enemies scattered throughout the floor as well. And they have to go and find the staircase. So you could see why having smaller floors might be a little bit easier because not going to have you're not going to have to spend as long trying to find the staircase. You're not going to fight as many enemies. But once the dungeons are more opened up, then you're going to do a lot of wandering around. You're going to get in a lot of fights, and then what I could do is, as the size of the dungeon increases, so does the chance of rare treasure, things like that, and good weapons. So there's a couple of things we have scattered around here. You can kind of see them already, but we have a chance of finding little clusters of rocks, some treasure, some piles of gold, some weapons, a sword, little skeleton, skull here, and it looks a little bit funny just because it's rendering weird. Here's a treasure chest. Very rarely you can see over here. I have a chance for a silver treasure chest that's much lower, so I'm unlikely to come across one. So, unfortunately, I won't be showing any of the actual code for this project. It's just something I want to keep secret, or not secret, but I just don't really want to share. I guess that's the same thing. Oh, that's a rare one. That's a pile of bones there. It's a whole skeleton. So let me switch over to scene view to show you it's actually working a little bit. It draws it a little bit better. So, um, yeah, if you're interested in the development of this, make sure you click like and subscribe, and I'll be posting the next video once I put in a actual player character, hook it up to some controls, and put in some enemies and an AI, and then you can actually have a player walk around, collect these items, interact with enemies, and then that's a demonstratable game. It's a little mini prototype. So, yep. As I said, if you like the video, leave me a like, and thanks for watching.